say to everyone, you don't have an account.
All right. All right, so I think we're going to get going. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rob DelMastro. I am one of the advisors here at Clark University, the Small Business Development Center. Thank you for joining us this morning. So this is part 2 of the Google My Business discussion. Just a little side note, this presentation today is provided actually by Google. They have a program that's called Grow with Google, which enables organizations like the SBDC to take their material and present it to you guys to help train you and educate you on, of course, the Google products, which of course helps them. So I just wanted to extend a thank you to Google for providing this. We also have a whole bunch of corporate sponsors here that kind of help make all of this possible as well. So thank you to all of them. So today we're going to talk about how to manage your business information. The first session that we did, we kind of covered kind of what's the importance of this and how to get your business registered with Google. They have a process where they ask for your address, they send you a postcard, you get the postcard, and you then you put in the code. Once you've kind of validated that you are the owner of that business, then you can go in and do everything we're going to go into today. So first part stopped at that. Now today we're going to kind of go into the details of what you can configure and why that's of really a value to you. So there's a lot of information we're going to cover today. I'm going to try to get it done in 40 minutes, just to be respectful of everybody's time, leave a little bit of time for Q&A, and then go from there. But at any point in time, if you have a question, please just type it into the chat. Sarah will interrupt me, and we'll get your questions answered. All right, so let's see. All right, so let's assume that you've gotten into, you've registered your business. All right. So there's a couple ways to actually get into managing your business. This is kind of an interesting way. If you just Google your business name, once you've registered, if you Google your business name and you happen to be logged in to Google with your account that you're managing your business, when you look at your little profile over here on this side, there's actually these buttons here. You can actually go into editing your profile right from the search screen here. You can't really see it. It's down here on the bottom down here. You can't see it there, but these buttons then become available for you to actually go in and start editing your profile. So it's kind of a quick little tip of how to get in there. The most direct way to do it is to go to google.com/business, this right here. And it'll ask you to log in with the Google account that you created your business profile with. And then here you are, you're at your dashboard. So this dashboard screen that Google provides, it is just some high level information. What they do is they take some relevant current information, stick it in here. So you can see you have your COVID-19 information here, because that's top center of just about everybody right now. This kind of is your launch point to everything that we're going to talk about. We're going to spend a lot of time on really just the first one, which is info. And info, if you walk yourself through the info process, it really kind of covers many of the items that are right below it. And we'll get into all of that stuff as we go through. I'm just curious, did anybody have any issues getting their postcard delivered to them? actually have, I'm going to try a poll. I've never done a poll before, but I'm going to launch a poll. And it's just curious to see how many of you have gone that first step and have created, have gotten your postcard and have gone in and registered your business. All right, so I'm going to let that poll go. If you have a chance, answer it. Okay. So before we get into it, I'm just going to kind of go back over why is this important. So Google My Business allows you to tell Google who you are. It allows you to get current and correct information out there, and it's basically playing nice with Google. The world searches the internet with Google for the most part. So it's important that you have gone out and had updated your business profile. This tells Google that you're an active business, that you care about your business, and it enables you to show up in search results. So as we go through today, there's like so many different places where you can pick categories, you can put in descriptions, you can put in products, you can put in services. Well, all those start to register with Google as who you are and what you offer. And so as individuals search the internet, Google uses the words that they search matching with what you've put in your profile to accomplish relevance and have you come up further and further on that search engine. It's a very inexpensive way and probably one of the most direct ways of improving what's called your SEO, search engine optimization. Also consider this like a second website, right? You're going to put in a whole bunch of information and that little display shows up when people search your thing. This is the first thing they see, right? When they're trying to find your business. So making sure you've got great pictures out there, you've got up-to-date current information, all of that is just contributes to a good experience for your customer base. And it really, it's in many cases, it's the first time, somebody will see your business, or at least for that day. So there's a lot of value and importance to making sure that you do this and that you have current information in there. All right, so let's see in our poll, only one person has gone through with the postcard. All right. Okay, so we're just going to show just a quick little video here. Hopefully it'll start. Oh, come on, start. I guess our internet's slow here.
We opened Celsius with the idea to create a laundromat that people actually wanted to hang out in. When New York issued its stay-at-home order, we quickly shifted to drop-offs only. We switched to online booking through our Google profile, setting aside priority times for essential workers. We loved our community and just wanted to help in any way we could.
All right, so that was just a real short video. We're actually going to get into how to actually do what they did. It's a new feature that Google's added, and for that particular business, they are actually able to do bookings right through their Google profile. So, well, it's one of the options that we'll get into a little bit later. All right, so if you start off on the info, you can see this little thing right here. So when you're on your dashboard and you click on info, this screen doesn't really show you, but it's kind of a long series of things that you have a little pencil and you click on. And the first one, of course, is your business name. And so, like I said in the first demo, it seems kind of silly that you would need to edit your business name, but the one thing I would say about this is that it's extremely important that how your business is listed here. It is important, and it needs to be consistent across all platforms. So Google is just one. There's Yelp. For those of you that have businesses that belong on Yelp, you have your Yelp profile, and then maybe there's a Yellow Page profile, or there's other profiles that are out there. The value of having a consistent name is, again, all of these search engines are out there scrubbing these sites. And if you're consistent with your profile, there's significant benefit to that. Also, it doesn't confuse your customer. You should always use the same name. So when I ran my co-working space, clearly Co-working Inc. was its official name. I found that as I searched the internet, half the sites had Clearly Co-working, the other sites had Clearly Co-working Inc. What Google recommends is that you keep it consistent across everything. So you have an opportunity here. We actually set our business name in the beginning, but you have an opportunity here to correct it or change it if you need be. Next to that is categories. So again, we chose that in the first session, way up front of registering your business, but you have an option here now of altering that and or adding additional categories. So Google allows you to put up to 10 categories. The first one that you list up here is your primary category, and that drives a lot of things. And then there are 9 other categories, kind of subcategories, if you will, that you can list here for your business. So a couple of things to note here. As this little box over here says, categories you select drive many of the features going forward. So as we get into other components of what you can define, I'm going to keep saying what shows up here depends on the category that you selected. So it's important that you select the right categories. I suggest you choose as many as you can so that later on you have many more options available for you. So products and services is one of those things. If you pick a category that indicates that you offer services, then the service section opens up for you, and you can list the services that you provide. Like I said, a lot of what you have available to you through this console is determined by the categories that you choose. It's kind of crazy, but that is the way it works. The other thing I'm going to mention is this little note that's down on the bottom here. Please note, edits may be reviewed for quality and can take up to 3 days to be published. So just understand that when you change something here, it is not going to immediately show up on your Google profile. Somebody or a machine, probably a machine, is reviewing it and it shows up. I've never seen it go 3 days. I've actually seldom see it go more than a day, but it's just something to keep in mind. Don't get frustrated if you make a change and you search your profile and that change isn't there. Keep looking for it, and it probably take up to a day for that to happen. So, and that applies to everything across what we're going to learn today. Everything is reviewed by Google before it's published. All right, so the next section is location and service area. So again, we covered this in the first, but you have an option here of modifying that at this point. If you've got a storefront, if you have a location where your customers go to, put in a business address here. If you're the type of individual that runs your business out of your house, don't put your house here. What Google provides for you is a service area. And you can put up to 20 service areas in here. And that's either a city, a postal code, or even a region. I don't think you can put Massachusetts in as one of the regions, but it allows you to do that. And so what's the value of this here? You put a business, obviously your business will show up in the top of the profile. It then allows a push pin on Google Maps when you have an address. And so it gets you kind of on Google Maps. If you have a service area, what they say is what will happen when someone searches your business, they'll be kind of, your service areas will be kind of grayed out, or not grayed out, but kind of shaded to kind of show where your service areas are. And again, another point of value for this is that when someone uses the near me search criteria, I'm searching for a pizza place near me, that what Google does is it searches your service area, searches your business location to determine if you show up in that near me search. So it's a very important component of your profile. And it's going to kind of be a reoccurring theme that you're going to hear, right? Everything you put in here helps Google pull you up in a search result. So, it's just a very valuable thing to keep in the back of your head. All right, business hours. You have an opportunity to go in here and set your business hours, Sunday through Saturday. You can set sections of times, like I'm open from Monday from 10 to noon, and then Monday 4 to 6. Many different combinations that you can put in here. So I got a little bubble here that says, "Hey Google, is Rob's Pizza open right now?" So one of the things that's many of us have at least are those smart speakers. And so what drives those? When you say into your Google device, "Hey Google, is Rob's Pizza open?" Well, this is what Google reads to determine if Rob's Pizza is open. So it's, again, important that you put this information in here. I did put the little comment there for those of you who use Amazon's Alexa. They tend to use Yelp as their source and not Google. Amazon and Google don't really play well together. So you probably want to update your Yelp profile as well. That's a whole different class. And they have a little stat here. It says 40% of all local business searches want to just find your hours of operations. So it's an important piece of information to have there. What's also nice is that holidays, you can put your holiday schedule in here as well. So if you know that for Thanksgiving, you're taking that whole week off, your business is closed for that whole week, you can put that in here. And so if somebody were to search you on those days, it would actually show that you're closed. The reverse of that, if you're part of Black Friday and you're open at 1 in the morning, go ahead and put it in here and it will override the default for you. That's here. I use this a lot for my business on snow days. So when I ran the co-working space, if it was a really bad day and sometimes I would just close at noon because nobody was showing up, I just go in, I just put, closed temporarily today at noon. And, people knew that I was closed. I also put a post out there under Google. We'll get to that in a minute. The other, this is kind of a new feature that I've never used, but it's kind of a nice little feature that they have here. Again, based on the categories that you chose, what you see here will change. But if you do deliveries, you do drive-throughs, I love the happy hour one, pick up senior hours, you're actually able to go in and put unique hours for these types of categories, which is kind of nice. And again, what shows up here is based on the category that you chose in a couple of steps before. All right. So we move on. All right. So the next piece of information that you can tailor is called a short name or a custom link. What Google allows you to do is create what they call a short name. Now, I have to laugh at this because Vince's Village Cobbler is not really a short name. It's basically eliminated the spaces between the two, but there's actually a higher relevance to this. So whatever name you put in here, maybe it's your Twitter handle or some other social media handle that you have out there. What Google does with that is it actually generates your page based on that. So for Vince here in his cobbler place, if he went to g.page/Vince's Village Cobbler, his profile shows up. So it's a direct link to his profile on Google. And that's kind of nice. Maybe you would put that on a business card. Maybe you'd put that on your webpage. Not sure why you'd put it on your webpage, but it is a link. And then what also this is used for, and we'll talk about it in a little bit in a couple more slides, is for reviews. So if you just append on a /review after this, it's something that you would definitely put on your website. And when a user clicks on it, it immediately goes into them writing a review for your business. So it's a direct link to reviews, which, we all need, people to give us reviews. So the value of this short name is that it allows you to have these links that are available. They also say that somebody actually could search on @Vince's Village Cobbler and it would show up in Google. But the reality is if they put spaces between the 2-3 words, they'd also show up. So I don't see a significant value to that, but that's what they say. I think this down here is really the key to the value of what you create by putting in a short name here. I think you have up to 32 characters to put a name in. All right, moving on. Next thing is phone number. Pretty straightforward. Put a phone number in. You get that little icon that says call underneath your profile. If somebody clicks on that on a mobile device, it automatically calls that number. So if you've got a business phone number that you want to use, go ahead and put it in here. In my last session, I just cautioned everybody in putting their cell phone here because it just opens you up to all kinds of spam if you put it there. If you do run your business on your cell phone, I've been playing around with Google Phone. It's a free service offered by Google. You get a phone number. You can put that phone number here, and then you can control when and how it rings on your cell phone. It's a pretty nice tool, and it's free. So that's an option to put there if you do run your business on your cell phone. And also they allow you to put your website URL in here as well. And again, there's a huge value of doing this. This basically tells Google where your website is, and it allows Google to have that link between your website and your profile, which is very important for SEO. All right. Let's see. The next one is attributes. So this has become a very important component of a lot of things. So Google has now added this feature where you can come in and pick attributes that define your business, whether you're Black owned, veteran led, women led. They have a whole host of options that are available. They have a section in here, it doesn't show, but it's farther on down, on COVID. So, do you require masks? Do you have temperature checks? Are appointments required? And then you can actually see accessibility. Are you wheelchair accessible? Do you have a ramp? So these are kind of nice things to go in, peruse through them, check off those that apply to you. And so again, the benefit here is back to search, right? If somebody says, I want to see all pizza places near me, woman owned, it's going to use this attribute here to pull your business up. So if it applies to you, man, pick it. No harm in doing so. All right. Business description. All right. So again, this was another piece from the first one, but you have the ability now to come in here and edit it and change it. I actually recommend changing this often. Maybe there's something relevant that's going on seasonality wise for you. You have an opportunity to change that here. You have up to 750 characters here. Nobody reads 750 characters, and Google only shows the first sentence. So be short, be concise, and tell people what they need to know about your business. But like I said, I used to change this maybe 4 times a year, just kind of based on the seasons. And so come in, play with it, and make sure it's up to date. All right, we keep going. The next thing is open date. So as I said in the beginning, there's a lot of information that it collects about your business, and we'll just kind of walk through these. It wants to know when your business was established. So you can either skip this area or you can put in when your business first opened. If you are a business that isn't open yet, you can put a future date in here. Google's rule is that once you've been verified, you can come in here and put a future date in, and it will start to show it 90 days or less from your opening. So if your future date is next year, it's not gonna show. I think it leaves a message saying coming soon. But if it's under 90 days, Google will then start to post that information for you. So you can put your business start date in here. All right, so we're going to talk now about appointment links and bookings. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I am not 100% sure the difference between the two. So we'll talk about appointments first. If any of you are clients of mine and you've booked an appointment with me, you know that I use an appointment tool. I use Calendly to do my bookings. And it's a tool that I can define when I want to meet with people, the types of meetings I want to have. It's a great tool. I also use Microsoft Office bookings as well. So what this section allows you to do is put in the link to your appointments calendar, your appointment tool. And this shows up on your profile. So if somebody were, so I'll give you my example. When I ran the co-working space, I provided tours, but I made people book those tours just so I knew when they were going to be there. And I only did tours in the afternoons on certain days. So I had a booking calendar and I was able to come in here and put my link in here. And so when somebody searched clearly co-working on Google, there was a button there that said book a tour. And it went right to my calendar and they can book it. So this is a great tool if you've got that as an option for your business. This allows you to go in and do it. There's this little star that's right here. I never really noticed this until I saw this presentation. What that does, it says you can choose a preferred link to display at the top by clicking the star next to the appointment field. So what it does is it's kind of like in Facebook, if you pin something to the top, if you star this, it'll be up towards the top of your Google profile. So, all right. So the next thing, like I said, is what they call bookings. And to me, appointments and bookings are the same thing. So I really struggle with what this is. It's a completely different interface. They say that what shows up here is 100% dependent on the categories that you choose, and you do not have the ability to put your own stuff in. You have to pick one of these providers that they use, and if you have an account with those providers, that's great. But this allows you to do the distinction that Google uses is that bookings are for online services versus an appointment that you may have with someone. So I'm going to read what they say just so I don't get it wrong. To qualify for online appointments, so on this screen of bookings, they call it appointments, you must provide at least one service, fully remote, online videos like Google Meet, online tutorials, virtual classes, and live videos or phone consultations qualify if they take place in real time. So it says services that involve contactless delivery or require you to visit a client's location do not qualify, even if the service is booked online. So again, I'm not 100% sure what the distinction is between the first. I know and have used services, and that's actually worked very well for me. So I guess play around with it. If you get to the screen and you see one of these providers that maybe you use, then maybe it'll work for you. All right, the post tab. So Just like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the social media tools that are out there, you can put posts out on Google. And so what's the value? Again, you know, it's, you know, for anyone who's done social media for your business, you know, it's a lot of work. You've got all these different avenues that you've got to put posts in, and it's a time consuming thing. But if you're going to keep your Google profile relevant and up to date, posts are a great way to do it. There are a lot of variations that you can use here. And again, so you can see what's new, products, offer, events. Again, all based on what categories you chose. So you may not see some of these options. You may see different ones, again, based on the categories you chose. COVID-19 update, I think, is available to everybody at this point. But you can put offers out here. I used to run Google offers. You know, come to our website and put in Google 2020 and you get a 10% discount on meeting rooms. So, you know, again, this is an opportunity for you to tell Google that you're an active business. It's an opportunity to reach your client base. You know, it's just another tool that's available to you to round out your online presence of your business. Products, you can put specials out there or highlight one product a month if you sell products. There's a whole host of things that you can do here, and I just say experiment with it. A little bit later, we're going to talk about analytics, and analytics allows you to see if somebody actually clicked on it and if they did anything with it. And so that's why I say you play around with it, you see what you get, what people like, what they react to, and you do more of that. So, all right. And I know I'm covering a bunch of information here. If anybody has a question, please just stop me and I can answer your question. All right, what's next? Oh, so these are post examples that they have. And again, what's new is just a very simple thing. You can highlight products. You can even put pricing in there, and you can link it to one of their providers and collect money. I don't necessarily know if I'd recommend that, but it's available to you. Offers and events. So an events is a good one. So you can actually put any event that you may be holding out here on Google as well. You can put it has a place for you to put the registration link in it. But you know, if you're trying to promote something, this is a great place to promote it, given the amount of hits that your business may get in search results. If events is an option for you, definitely use it, and you have events. So photos, we talked a little bit about photos the last time. Photos are a great opportunity for you to showcase your business. You know, whether that's a picture of you as the owner, a picture of your building, a picture of your products, a picture of your customers. The more the pictures, the better. So they have a little stat here that says 90% of customers are more likely to visit a business that has photos on a search result. So, you know, put pictures out there, because if you don't, Google's going to figure out on its own what pictures to put there. Generally, what Google, if you have an address, Google put the street view photo of your business out there. Google allows customers to add photos to your profile as well, which is unique. And you want to make sure that you have plenty of photos out there and have defined what is the headline photo, so that one of your customer photos don't show up there instead. You just never know what a customer will take a picture of. So again, the whole idea is take control of what's out there. Add as many photos as you can. You can add videos as well. If you've got videos of whatever, of your work, put them out there. 30 seconds or less on the videos, but it's a great way to get your stuff out there.
Rob?
Yes.
We have a question from Kim. She wants to know if one Google account, I guess, is sufficient for multiple websites and landing pages. Is that your question, Kim?
Yep. So absolutely. So I have one Google email that I use for all of this stuff. And I had multiple businesses under that one email. So when you get to your dashboard, if you've got multiple businesses, you can choose which business you want to manage. And then, then it brings you into the dashboard for that particular business. But yeah, you only need to have one account to do that.
Okay, and
So
Corral wants to know if you can delete outdated photos.
Absolutely. Yep. You can change up your photos as often as you want and delete them. I don't believe you can delete your customers' photos. If they're inappropriate, you can tell Google they're inappropriate and they'll determine if they get removed or not. But that's just the way Google is. So, but you surely can change your photos as often as you want. You can change, there's, I forget what they call it, but it's I think it's the showcase photo. So when someone Googles your business, that's that photo that shows up right at the top of your profile. Change that often, just kind of mix things up. And again, the more you make Google think that you're active, the more they're going to put your stuff out there. If you go in and you set this and you don't touch it for a year, that's Google's going to frown on that, and you're going to be less likely to show up in the tops of results. All right, so this is just a photo of some of the things that you can put out there. All right, so products. If you sell products, like I said, you have the ability to, there's actually a section on your profile that'll list your products. You can put all your products out here. You can put photos of them. You can put descriptions of them. You can even put, I think, pricing of them there. You can put links to, go to your website to buy them. But it's a great way to showcase your products if you have them. Again, only available to certain categories. So it's important as to what you choose for categories. I can't say that enough. Running campaigns. I will not be covering running campaigns. That's actually a whole separate webinar that we'll be doing in the future. That's a whole different topic. A good topic though. All right, let's see. So products, then the next would be services. So products are physical things that you've got. Services are services that you provide. You can come in and put your service in here and showcase your services. And again, you can change these as often as you want. As services change, maybe you offer different things, different seasons. Like I said, come in here, change it as much as you can. So that, one of the underlying themes here, right? Change, and keep things fresh. It's a lot of work. If you're running your business and you're up till 9 o'clock already, 10 o'clock every night already. This is just one more thing that you have to do, but this has significant value for you. I'll show you a slide in the end that just shocked me when I got it, but I'll explain it when we get there. All right, we're on the home stretch. Website. So one of the things that Google provides is a free website. If you don't have a website, you in your console here, in your dashboard, you can actually have Google generate one for you. So basically it looks a lot like the profile that shows up when you search, but it's a full-fledged website. So every information that you put in, Google finds a place for it on the website and generates a website for you. You have the ability of changing themes. You can even edit some information. You can pick which photos. You can even add new photos, and then you publish it, and it's live. So how does it really work? So basically, your URL that it generates is your business name.business.site. So not a very dynamic URL or something somebody's going to think of, but that's what Google provides for you. So again, it's your business name. It's that short name that you chose. It's business name, short name, .business.site. Now, if you have a URL, you know, that you have the URL for your business, you could link it to this website. It's a little more complicated in doing that. If your domain is held by Google, it's pretty simple. If your domain is held by someone like GoDaddy or some of the other providers out there, it gets a little more complicated. You've got to go into that tool. You've got to release the URL. It's going to ask you for a code, and it gets a little complicated. Google will walk you through it. They do actually a very good job of walking you through it, but it's a little more complicated. But bottom line is, if you have a URL, you can use it. If you don't have a URL, Google will generate one for you. If there's interest, at some point, I may have a seminar on Google's website, but we'll cross that bridge a little bit later. All right, reviews. So we're all familiar with reviews and the importance and the value of reviews. So in this section of the profile, you have the ability of responding to reviews. And Google highly recommends, and I do as well, just from a personal touch. Somebody writes your review, just say thank you. You know, if you know the person, you can make it a little more personal, but just be respectful, be professional, and just respond to every review that's out there. And you know, and it's just kind of a nice touch. If somebody writes a bad review, you do not have the ability to remove that bad review. The only thing you can do is respond to that review. And it's your opportunity to let the rest of the people out there who read it know what your opinion is on it. And again, just be professional, be respectful, and respond to it. It's that simple. The only thing that you can see over here, there's these dots that are right there. The only thing you can do is if you find that the review is inappropriate, it's offensive, or it has bad language or whatever. If it had bad language, it probably wouldn't even get through the filters, but you have the ability of telling Google you feel it's inappropriate. And then Google will review and determine if they'll take off the review or not. So if one nice thing in here is if you do get a review, you get an email. You know, again, it uses that Google email that you've registered the business with. It'll send you an email saying that you got a review. And if you have the Google My Business app on your mobile device, you'll get a little a response saying that a review is out there. And so it's important to go back and answer them quickly. It's a little frustrating when you first start out with a business. A couple of reviews. I remember when I was just starting my business, my first 4 reviews were 5-star. I was thrilled. Then I got a 1-star. And the irony of it wasn't even one of my customers. It was a customer of one of my customers who held a webinar at or a seminar. Back then, we actually were in person, seminar at my site. And it was one who attended that seminar and hated the seminar. So they decided to give me a 1-star review. So that was just awesome. But with a total of 5 reviews out there, my 5-star rating went down to 4.3. So it's important to get as many reviews as you can. And so, send out links to your customers, put out links on your website, anywhere you can, get your customers to get your reviews. All right. So we're back to that short name here. As I said, if you want to send a link to your customers to write a review, it's g.page / whatever your short name is /review. And what that does is it brings them right into creating a review for you. So really handy, to put that on your website, to put it everywhere. All right, let's see. Messaging. So this is an interesting feature. We've all gone to websites where the little thing pops up in the lower right-hand corner. Can I help you? Well, Google provides that, believe it or not, right on your profile. And your customers, when they do a search, they can actually text you a message right then and there asking you questions. And this is all done through the Google My Business app. So you have to have the app on and running, and you can respond to them right then and there with their question. So great way to be responsive with your customers. I will warn you, this can be overwhelming. I turned it on for my business thinking, nobody's going to use this. And, 10 o'clock at night, I'm getting messages from customers. Hey, you open tomorrow? It was a little overwhelming for me. So I actually turned it off. Google actually monitors this. If you have a history of not responding within 24 hours, Google disables this feature for you. So they are very much interested in you being responsive to this. So use it with caution. I guess if you have the energy, you can go turn it on during the day, turn it off at night. So you don't get that 10 o'clock thing. Hey, you're going to be open tomorrow morning. But it's an interesting feature, and it's available to you out there. All right, insights. I'm actually running a little behind here. Okay, so insights are where I'm actually going to hold an entire class on insights. But insights, I'm sorry, we're on the user tab. User tab is just user management. If you have other people in your organization that you want to manage your Google page, you come in here and invite them to do so, and you grant them certain rights to your profile. So it's pretty straightforward. So here's insights. Insights is just a great tool, a powerful tool to kind of help you understand how people are interacting with your profile. It's something that I recommend everyone spending time on. You've got to have a couple of months of history before Insight has any value. But once you get your profile up and live and people start looking at it, it's a great thing to come in and review, at least review every once a month to start understanding, how people are interacting with your profile. So they say the types of insights are how customers find your profile. So it'll actually give you search results. Search queries, where customers found you. So was it on maps? Was it on search? Customers' actions, did they click on the call button? Did they click on directions? Did they look at your photos? So ironically, this morning, I got an email for my old business. This isn't the one, the information you see on the screen here is actually from January, a year ago. My business is closed, but yet I still get these every month, and it's amazing. I had 118 people who looked at my profile, and 3 people called me, even though there's a big red banner that says business is closed. But this gives you an idea. So Google sends you an email every month, kind of summarizing what happened. And this is what I had made a comment before. I was a small little co-working space. I got 400 people on my website a month, and I was happy. But 9,300 people saw my profile in Google in the month of January.
Wow.
I mean, that's just amazing. And that just goes to show you the power of search and the value of having current and updated information out there, a nice photo. It just amazed me when I saw that number. But this is the information that it provides. Top search queries. So 88 people searched on the word space and my profile came up. 68 people searched on co-working spaces near me and my profile came up. 27 people searched on clearly and my profile came up. So it gives you kind of a nice overview. 105 people asked for directions. 118 clicked on my website link. 9 people clicked on the call button. It's a pretty nice little feature that's out there. And again, it's insights that drives all of this in the background. All right, where are we? Okay, so once your business profile is created, what do you do? Like I said, make a habit of going back and updating the information. Add as much information as things come, and explore insights as often as you can to get an understanding of how people are interacting with you, and then adjust your profile based on how they're interacting with you. And then keep in mind there is a Google My Business mobile app to put on your either on your tablet or on your phone. And as I pointed out, some of the features there are actually tied to that, like messaging. You need to have the app available for that. All right. So that was a lot of ground to cover in 1 hour. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Sarah, if you can pop out the link to our questionnaire, thank you. So we have a questionnaire. It's just really simple, a couple of questions. Really appreciate if you click on that link and answer the questions. It just helps us understand, are we doing the right thing? Are there other things that we can do? We just really appreciate that. All right, do we have any questions? I don't see anything showing up. Anybody have any questions? Oh, come on, there's got to be some questions. That was a lot of information. If you need to reach me, I am more than happy to answer any questions that you have. There's my contact information there.
Sunny has a question.
Okay.
Oh, she wants to know if, wait for
it.
I think, because this is a question that Kim had asked, if it sounds like there's enough interest to do an insights webinar, which you touched on.
I definitely will do an insight webinar. There's insights, there's actually insights for your profile, and then there's insights for your web page as well. So we will provide the slides at the end of this. I'll send them all out. There's actually a bunch of slides that I didn't show, which cover resources for you to use for all of this. So they'll be in the slides that we send out. So is there a fee to have this Google business? Absolutely not. It is 100% free. So free is great, and strongly recommend that you use it. Sounds like this Google is better, or might be better for marketing other than Facebook ads. They're two different platforms. This is a free platform, and it is a very powerful platform. Like, again, I show you that number. It just amazed me that 98 people saw my profile in 1 month. 9,800 people saw my profile in 1 month. That's a pretty powerful thing. And that means that they were searching for something that I had relevance to. So that's just incredible. And I think this is a very powerful marketing tool. And you have the ability to make this what you want out of it. So please do so.
Are you thinking about opening up your business again, Rob?
No, no, COVID did a number on that.
Okay, I think Sunny, maybe I didn't phrase the question right when she asked earlier.
One account for many websites is the website for multiple businesses. So if you're talking about the website that Google provides, it is 100% affiliated with the profile that you're working on. So Google websites it's a one-to-one, business to website. If you're talking about Google My Business in general, you can have one email that manages multiple businesses. I hope that answers the question. I didn't fully utilize this free service. This tool. I spent so much time on landing pages and Facebook and ads. And Facebook, Pinterest, those are all different vehicles, and those are all things that as business owners we have to explore. They're different people, different scenarios, different situations. So I'm surely not suggesting that this is your sole marketing path. I think those are all very good tools. When I ran the co-working business, I did Facebook ads quite often, targeting certain things. So, around January, I would target accountants who worked out of their homes and needed a place to meet clients with. So I use Facebook ads to do that. I also put a post in Google, but I think as a business owner, you have to explore all the different marketing areas. And now that I say that, we actually have a marketing webinar tomorrow, right, Sarah?
Yes, we do. Marketing 101 tomorrow at 10 o'clock with Mr. Tom Harold.
So I think that'd be a great opportunity for you to hear what Tom's got to say about marketing, at large. So one email for two businesses. I think when you if you go to google.com/business, there's a button to register a business. Again, if you register a second business under the same email, then you have the ability to see both of those in your dashboard. All right, we've hit our a 1 hour mark. I thank you all very much. Again, if you have any additional questions, please email me. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And thank you for joining, and everybody have a great day.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Melissa. Nice to see you.
Rob,
Hi, Melissa.
how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's kind of odd being on the other end.
How's that feel?
Yeah, kind of bizarre.
Wow. Well,
Yep.
Congratulations on the job. Sorry, I'm not there to see you.
It's good to see you, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for
this
coming.
this was super, super helpful.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great tool that a lot of people don't realize it's out there, or even what its value is. So yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Glad we can share.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I actually we just took over the Google page from the company, that we purchased.
Yeah.
So that was a little tricky switching it over and, all of that. But I think I finally have a grip on that. But I definitely took a bunch of good notes from you for today on things that I need to do. So
okay.
Psyched
And
about
we'll
that.
send out the slides as well. Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you can
Awesome.
have it there. You don't happen to know who controls the our Google page here? Do you? The MSDA, the small business at Clark has a profile, but it's currently being managed by someone.
And it won't give you
You have to request special permission to so it's a lot easier if I can find out who has it and who controls it.
Did you ask Eunice?
I haven't, no. Today I went out and looked at it to say, geez, we should be looking, I'm giving this class, I really should be looking at what we have.
Yeah.
And I realized it's not filled out at all, and somebody has claimed it.
Yeah, it might be me and it might be Eunice.
Okay.
I can take a look at it after I hang up with you if you'd like.
All right, I'll reach out. I didn't even think to reach out to Eunice. I'll reach out to her and see if it's her who has it.
All right, great. So this is good. I'm really looking forward to the insights.
Yeah, that's Insights is a really powerful tool. It's complex, but it's powerful. Yep.
We hired Wicked Good Web out of New Hampshire.
Yep.
To do our web page. So they're doing that all over right now, and they're super good with Google Analytics.
Okay.
So, I'm glad we're working with them, but on my end, this part's really helpful.
Right. Yep.
So